This lesson is about the gradual transformation of ancient Chinese drawings to present-day characters, each representing a written word. Therefore, we want to give you enough time during the silence to think about and retrace the steps as each character evolved. About 4,000 years ago, the ancient Chinese had created these pictographs by drawing pictures of things they knew. Over time, these shapes were gradually squared off and simplified to make it easier to write. Later on, other Asian nations, such as the Vietnamese, Koreans, and Japanese, have adopted these Chinese characters, so today they mean the same things in these Asian languages as in Chinese. Just look at the gradual transformation of the word sun, what it originally looked like and what it looks like today. The sun first lost its rays, then its shape became more and more angular. Now observe how the word tree evolved from its original drawing to its present form. First, the tree's branches and roots were simplified, then the tree lost its crown, which became the written word for tree. To form the word for root or origin, the ancient Chinese first drew a tree, then just drew in more roots at the bottom of the tree to emphasize this portion of the picture. Then they squared and simplified the character to its current shape. So this became the written word for root or origin. Now when the characters for sun and origin are put together in a compound, they form the word for Japan, which literally means origin of the sun. This is the source of the Western term for Japan, land of the rising sun. Now, once again, starting out from the character of a tree, the Chinese added a picture of the sun in the east at sunrise coming up behind a tree, which came to mean the written word for east. A picture of the stone lantern that guarded each ancient Chinese capital, squared off and simplified, formed the written word for capital. So when the characters for east and capital got put together in a compound word, meaning eastern capital, this became the written form of Japan's capital, Tokyo. Next, let's take a look at the formation of how to write moon. You can see a half moon, partially covered by two clouds. As it became simplified and squared off over time, it gradually obtained its present form, as you can see. In order to create the word for gate, the ancient Chinese drew an entrance with two swinging doors, like the batwing doors in a saloon, which was later simplified like so. Then to define just one door, they took the left half of a door pair and gradually simplified it to its present-day form. To form the written character for water, they first drew the waves of a river, then stood it up vertically and modified it to look like this. To write the word for mountain, they just drew a simple mountain with three tops, squared them off and finally made it even simpler to draw. When it came to rice fields, the ancient Chinese tried to draw a flooded field, where rice is grown. After some time the drawing was simplified, then squared, resulting in today's character for field. The Chinese had also started out with a drawing of an eye, which had included eyelashes. But over time the eyelashes got eliminated, along with the pupil. Then the rest got squared off and stretched out to produce the current written word for eye. For the written word man, the ancient Chinese originally drew a simple image of a man. But as time progressed, they gradually got rid of his hands and his head, so only his legs remained. By this oversimplification, they probably intended to also create some characters which could be easily remembered by the average person. So what's the story with the knife? Well, they drew a handle and a blade separated by a guard. Next, they stripped it down to a simpler form. Then they also removed the guard and created the character's final shape like so. The ancient Chinese drew a basic image of a bird with a head, legs and wings, which they have molded into simpler outlines. We can still recognize all these parts even in the present written character for bird. When creating a character for a horse, they first drew a simple horse with a head, mane, legs and tail. Then they have tilted it vertically and simplified it even more, but still preserving most parts. The original drawing for fish looked about like this. Then it underwent some abbreviations and some stretching, yet the final shape still representing most parts of the fish. When the elephant was drawn, it was tilted vertically and its contours simplified. Then its body changed from an area to just a line. This form produced the final written word for elephant.
Please also watch our other videos, subscribe, like and share. Thank you.